Good morning, students. In continuation of mass lecture, that is, this is the mass spectrometry lecture 7. With this lecture, the mass spectrometry chapter of your syllabus should be completed. Now, in today's class, we are learned about the processes of fragmentation, that is a simple process as well as a rearrangement process. And today's class includes the study of fragmentation process or fragmentation pattern in various substituted or various types of compounds. The fragmentation in various compounds or molecules in a different molecules. The first one is fragmentation in alkanes. Now in alkanes, the molecular ion is formed by the loss of only sigma electron. Now in a homologous series of alkanes, that is in alkanes, in homologous series, when it undergo a fragmentation by the simple cleavage, it gives always a cation with an odd mass. Example: CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2 and CH2, CH3. Say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexane, N-hexane. Its molecular ion, N-hexane molecular. It is an example of alkane, N-hexane. So I already told that in an alkane, a series of a homologous series of the compound, when breakdown or when fragmented, they resulted one as a cation, the other as a radical. The cation of alkyl always has a odd mass. Now, with the example of N-hexane, we will study the fragmentation. Say, in N-hexane molecular ion, the bond between the terminal carbon and second carbon may be cleaved. This is a simple cleavage process. Resulted a CH3 as cation, maybe CH3 as cation, M by Z 15 by the loss of this fragment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fragment, N-pentane as radical. So out of the 6 carbon, 1 carbon is cleaved as a methyl cation with M by Z value 15. The remaining part of the molecular ion get eliminated as a radical, that is N-pentane radical, that is a 5 carbons, or the second bond may be cleaved. Instead of first bond, there may be cleavage of second bond. The second bond may be cleaved. Now when second bond is cleaved, 2 carbons may be appear as ethyl cation with M by Z value of 29. When from the molecular ion, ethyl is fragmented as a cation, the remaining 4 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are eliminated as N-butyl radical. The 4 carbons are eliminated as butyl radical. Then the third bond may be cleaved. Instead of 1 and 2, the third bond may be cleaved. Now when the third bond is cleaved, 1, 2, 3 carbons are eliminated as cation, that is propyl cation, CH3, CH2, CH2 plus charge, a propyl cation. From the molecular ion, when the 3 carbons get eliminated, the remaining 3 carbons are fragmented as N-propyl radical. N-propyl radical. Now, further, there may be cleavage of fourth bond. The fourth bond may be cleaved. When fourth bond is cleaved, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are fragmented as cation, that is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2 as cation. When 4 carbons appear as a cation, the remaining 2 carbons are eliminated as radical, that is ethyl radical. Ethyl radical. Now similarly, if fifth bond may be cleaved, fifth bond may also cleaved. When fifth bond is cleaved, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons are appear as a cation, that is N-pentyl cation. CH3 get eliminated as radical. Terminal 1 eliminated as radical, that is CH3, CH2, 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 again CH2 get appear as a cation by the loss of CH3, 1 carbon, that is as methyl radical. So this is the fragmentation of alkane. You take any alkane, you simply break down each bond to get one is cation, the other fragment is a radical. Now in a homologous series where the alkyl cations are formed in the mass spectral fragmentation with m by z value of odd, say methyl cation 15 m by z value, ethyl cation with 29 m by z value, propyl cation with 43 m by z value, 43 m by z value, ethyl cation with 57 m by z value, with 57 m by z value, and pentyl cation with 71 m by z value, with 71 m by z value. So the molecular ion m by z value is 85. 85 will be the molecular ion m by z value. So you observe in these series of cations, methyl, ethyl, N-propyl, N-butyl, N-pentyl cation with their m by z values are odd. 15 odd, 29 is the odd, 43, 57 as well as 71. So this is the fragmentation involved in the case of alkanes. Now coming to fragmentation process or fragmentation of alkenes. B. Alkenes. Fragmentation of alkenes. Now in case of alkene or olefin, the molecular ion is formed by the loss of what? A pi electron. Now however, the alkene or olefins may undergo a simple cleavage either of two types. One may be cleavage of the beta bond, that is allylic bond called as allylic cleavage, or cleavage of the alpha bond called as vinylic cleavage. So olefin may undergo fragmentation either by allylic cleavage or by vinylic cleavage. What is allylic cleavage? Cleavage of the beta bond with respect to double bond. What is vinylic cleavage? Cleavage of the alpha bond with respect to a double bond. For example, you take CH3, CH2, CH, double bond CH2 molecular ion, 1 butene molecular ion, where its m by z value 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon 48, 5, 6, 5 hydrogen, 6 hydrogen, 7 hydrogen. So it is 55. 48 for carbon and 7 for hydrogen. The molecular ion m by z value is 55. Next, it may undergo a fragmentation with respect to double bond. This bond is alpha, this bond is beta, alpha bond and beta bond. When alpha bond is cleaved, called as vinylic cleavage, vinylic cleavage, vinylic cleavage. When alpha bond is cleaved, this part CH3, CH2 get fragmented as a radical by the formation of vinyl cation. CH double bond CH2 vinyl cation with an M by Z value 24 for carbon, 7 for hydrogen, that is 27. Now, because of vinyl cation formation, it is called as vinylic cleavage or alpha cleavage. Now, in second case, a beta bond may be cleaved. Instead of alpha bond, there may be cleavage of beta bond, that is second bond with respect to double bond. So that we will get a CH3 as radical, one carbon, that is terminal CH3, get fragmented as a radical by the formation of CH2 CH double bond CH2 cation. This is allyl cation. Because of formation of allyl cation, it is called as allylic cleavage. Allylic cleavage. Allylic cleavage, where this ion is stable. This ion is stable due to its resonance. CH2 double bond CH2 cation. It existed in the two resonating structures. The positive charge may be carry one terminal carbon or either other side terminal carbon. So it has a two resonating structures. You observe, when alpha bond is cleaved, these two carbon alkene part is appear as a vinyl cation with M by Z value 27. The remaining two alkane carbons get eliminated or fragmented as a radical. Now, because of formation of vinyl cation, it is called as vinylic cleavage. Now, instead of alpha bond, there may be cleavage of beta bond, that is second bond with respect to olefin. Then it gives rise to a stable vinyl cation, stable allyl cation. Now it has a two resonating structure, hence it is stable. So because of formation of allyl cation stable, therefore it is called as allylic cleavage. Now these two are the possibility for the olefin. Now, between the two possibility, the allyl cation formation is more stable. Therefore, in most of the cases, the olefins are undergo fragmentation by allylic cleavage. This is about fragmentation in an alkenes. Now, fragmentation in aromatic hydrocarbons. C. Aromatic hydrocarbons. The fragmentation in aromatic hydrocarbons. Example, a benzene. Example of aromatic hydrocarbon is a benzene, its molecular ion. Now, with M by Z value 78, there are 6 carbons and 6 hydrogen, 72 plus 6, it becomes 78. Now, it may undergo a simple cleavage. The aromatic hydrocarbons first undergo simple cleavage to form by the loss of hydrogen as radical and benzene cation. A benzene cation. So aromatic hydrocarbons are undergo fragmentation by the loss of its hydrogen as a radical. The remaining part is fragmented as a benzene cation. A benzene cation has its M by Z value 77. From 78, if lost hydrogen as a radical, we will get 77 ion. That is called as benzene cation. Now benzene cation further undergo fragmentation by the loss of the two carbon as acetylene. That is, there are cleavage of the two bonds. 2 sigma bonds are cleaved. 2 sigma bonds are cleaved, and this part of the benzene get eliminated. These two carbons are eliminated as acetylene neutral. This is acetylene. Acetylene as a neutral. The remaining 4 carbons carrying a positive charge. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons carrying a positive charge will be appear as cyclobutadiene cation. Cyclobutadiene cation with M by Z value of 4 carbon 48, 1, 2, 3 hydrogen, 1, 2, 3 hydrogen, 48 plus 3 hydrogen, it is 51. So this is fragmentation of aromatic compounds. Or the benzene instead of loss of a hydrogen as radical by simple cleavage, it may be undergo rearrangement process. It may be undergo fragmentation by rearrangement. This is simple cleavage. Simple cleavage. Simple cleavage. Or it may undergo a fragmentation by rearrangement process where the benzene get rearranged as 3 carbon of cyclopropene radical. The remaining 3 carbons get eliminated as cyclopropene cation with M by Z value 39. With M by Z value 39. So this is the aromatic hydrocarbon and its fragmentation. Now they may be undergo a simple cleavage by the loss of hydrogen as radical to get benzene cation, to give a benzene cation involving 2 sigma bonds cleavage. By the loss of acetylene as neutral, the remaining 4 carbons are rearranged to a cyclobutadiene cation with 51 M by Z value. Or the benzene itself may be undergo a fragmentation by a rearrangement process where the 3 carbons are eliminated as rearranged and eliminated as cyclopropene radical. The remaining 3 carbons out of 6 can be rearranged to eliminate or to form a cyclopropene cation with M by Z value 39. So this is the fragmentation process of aromatic compounds. Now you take other compounds. Fragmentation process in alkyl benzenes. Fragmentation process in alkyl benzenes. So in alkyl benzenes, always the fragmentation process takes place by the cleavage of benzylic bond, that is beta bond with respect to aromatic compounds. Earlier we studied that the alkyl benzenes are undergo a benzylic type of cleavage. For example, you take toluene. A toluene molecular ion has its M by Z value 92. Methyl benzene has M by Z value 92. First it undergo a beta cleavage or benzylic cleavage. To form a stable benzyl cation. Stable benzyl cation. CH2 cation with an M by Z value of 91. M by Z value of 91. Now, after formation of a stable benzyl cation, one sigma bond is cleaved and reformed with the other atom. This involved in a scrambling reaction. Involved in a scrambling reaction to give a tropylium cation. With the M by Z value of the same, that is 91. So tropylium cation is formed simply by rearrangement of benzyl cation, not by the loss of any atom. So therefore it has the same mass, that is 91 with respect to M by Z value of benzyl cation. After formation of tropylium cation, it further undergo fragmentation by the cleavage of two bonds, that is two carbons get eliminated as an acetylene, that is these two carbons are eliminated as a acetylene neutral, acetylene molecule as a neutral. When out of 7 carbon, when 2 carbons are eliminated as acetylene neutral, now how many carbons left over? 5 carbons. So the remaining 5 carbons get rearranged to 5-membered cation, that is cyclopentadiene cation. So tropylium cation is fragmented into cyclopentadiene cation. This is cyclopentadiene cation with the M by Z value 91, 24, 26, 26, 90, 85, 85, 65 with the M by Z value of 65. So cyclopentadiene cation has M by Z value 65. Further, there is a provision to fragment. Again, the two sigma bonds are cleaved, and these two carbons are eliminated as again acetylene neutral. From the 5 carbons, if 2 carbons are eliminated as acetylene neutral, the remaining leftover 3 carbons are rearranged to cyclopropene cation. Cyclopropene cation with M by Z value 39. M by Z value 39. So this is the fragmentation of alkyl benzene, where alkyl benzenes in its initial stage undergo benzylic cleavage to give a benzyl cation. Benzyl cation by the scrambling process rearranged to tropylium cation, that is 7-membered ring, where it undergo fragmentation by the loss of 2 carbon as acetylene neutral to give a cyclopentadiene cation with M by Z 65. Cyclopentadiene cation, if lost 2 carbon as a neutral fragment of acetylene, the remaining 3 carbons are rearranged to give cyclopropene cation, that is 39. So this is the fragmentation of aromatic hydrocarbon carrying alkyl group or alkyl benzenes. Now fragmentation process of ketones, carbonyl compounds. Carbonyl compounds. Fragmentation in carbonyl compounds, ketones. Fragmentation in ketones. Now example, butanol, C double bond O, CH2, CH3 molecular ion. Butanol molecular ion with M by Z value 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons 48, 3 hydrogen, 5 hydrogen and 3 hydrogen, 8 hydrogen, 48 plus 8, 56, 56 plus 16 oxygen, 72. So it has a M by Z value of 72. Is it clear? Now this may be undergo fragmentation by the cleavage of alpha bond with respect to C double bond O, that is the CH3 eliminated as radical. CH3 eliminated as radical. The remaining fragment is get formed as a cation, that is C double bond O, CH2, CH3. CH3 cation, that is propyl cation. Now 72, 57, 67, 57, M by Z value of 57. Now it may also fragmented by the cleavage of another alpha bond. It has another alpha bond at the other side to give this fragment as radical, this fragment as radical, sorry, this fragment as CH3CO cation, CH3C double bond O as cation. The other CH3CH2 will be lost as radical. Now this has M by Z value of 43, acyl cation with M by Z value of 43. Or this may also undergo fragmentation by the cleavage of second bond, beta bond with respect to C double bond O. Now this part CH3CO, CH2 are up here, CH3, C double bond O, CH2 are up here as a cation. The CH3 get up here as a radical, cleaved as a radical, or vice versa. By the cleavage of the same bond, CH3 may be cation, the other part may be lost as radical, CH2 radical, CH2 radical. So the carbonyl compounds in that ketones may be fragmented by the simple cleavage process. First bond may be cleaved, two fragments are up here, one as radical, the other as cation. When first bond is cleaved, CH3 may be up here as radical, the remaining part is up here as cation, or vice versa. The remaining part may be up here as radical, CH3 may be up here as cation. If the second alpha bond is cleaved, CH3CO may be up here as cation by the loss of ethyl as radical, or vice versa, ethyl as cation, CH3CO as radical. If second bond is cleaved, CH3CO, CH2 may be up here as cation, methyl as radical, or vice versa, CH3CO, CH2 as radical, methyl may be obtained as a cation. So this is the fragmentation of carbonyl compounds. Now, aldehydes. Fragmentation of aldehydes. So the aldehydes are undergo, say for example, CH3CO hydrogen, acetaldehyde. Now first they may undergo, this is the molecular ion of acetaldehyde, they may undergo fragmentation by the cleavage of carbon hydrogen bond to give CH3C double bond O as cation by the loss of hydrogen as radical, hydrogen as radical. Now this may further undergo fragmentation by the loss of carbon monoxide as neutral, carbon monoxide as neutral with the formation of CH3 as cation, CH3 as cation. Now instead of here you keep any alkyl group, you will get n number of aldehyde molecules. So substituting CH3 in acetaldehyde with alkyl, any other alkyl groups, you will get a number of examples. A simple cleavage of carbon, a formyl bond, that is carbon hydrogen bond, to give an acyl cation. Acyl cation is further undergo fragmentation by loss of its carbon monoxide as a neutral to give a methyl cation. Now when we keep from in place of CH3, when we keep R group, now you will get R group here and R cation here. So with the replacement of CH3 by other alkyl, you will make some many examples, some more examples for aldehyde fragmentation. Now fragmentation in carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids. So the fragmentation in carboxylic acids. Now the carboxylic acids, say R, C double bond O, OH. A carboxylic acids may be fragmented, its molecular ion may be fragmented by the simple cleavage of OH group to form R, C double bond O as cation by the loss of OH as radical. OH is eliminated as radical. Similar to aldehyde, it will further undergo fragmentation by the loss of carbon monoxide as neutral to form alkyl as cation. Alkyl as cation. Now, or they may also undergo fragmentation by the cleavage of alkyl and carbon bond. Alkyl may be eliminated as radical or radical to form C double bond O OH carboxylic acid group as cation, or vice versa. Carboxylic acid group may be lost as radical, alkyl may be appear as cation. So this is the carboxylic acid fragmentation. Now further, a heteroatom containing aromatic compounds. Heteroatom containing compounds. Heteroatom containing compounds. Heteroatom fragmentation in heteroatom containing compounds. Example, you take benzyl alcohol, where it undergo benzylic cleavage, to form a stable benzyl cation, CH cation OH, a stable benzyl cation substituted by OH with a OH group. Now this may undergo a scrambling reaction to rearrange to cyclo that is tropylium cation with OH group. Now the tropylium cation may be undergo fragmentation by the loss of 2 carbons as acetylene neutral with the formation of cyclopentadiene cation. Cyclopentadiene cation with a OH group. Now this may be further undergo fragmentation by the loss of other 2 carbons as acetylene neutral to give cyclopropene cation with a OH group. So this is benzyl chloride, benzyl alcohol fragmentation. Now a fragmentation of benzaldehyde. C double bond O hydrogen, a molecular ion. Benzaldehyde molecular ion 77, 78, 28, 86, 106. M by Z value 106. Now benzaldehyde M by Z value is 106. Now it undergo a fragmentation by the loss of first hydrogen as radical to form a benzoyl cation with M by Z value 105. Benzoyl cation with M by Z value 105. Now this may undergo further fragmentation by the loss of its carbon monoxide as neutral to give benzene cation. Now benzene cation is undergo this has a M by Z value of 77. Now the benzene cation undergo fragmentation by the loss of its 2 carbon that is as a neutral fragment of acetylene. When 2 carbons are appear as acetylene, the remaining 4 carbons are rearranged to give cyclobutadiene cation with M by Z value 51, with M by Z value 51. Now the benzaldehyde may also undergo fragmentation by the process of rearrangement. Now where the hydrogen is shifted to aromatic ring by the loss of carbon monoxide, carbonyl carbon, that is carbon monoxide as neutral. Carbon monoxide may be lost as a neutral fragment to form benzene molecular ion, benzene ion radical. So from benzaldehyde, by the process of rearrangement, where the formyl proton is shifted to aromatic one, the C double bond O get eliminated as a neutral to form a benzene cation. Now benzene cation may undergo further rearrangement process to give one as a cyclopropene radical, the other as cyclopropene cation, the other as cyclopropene cation. So this is the fragmentation of simple benzaldehyde, where it may be undergo first by the loss of hydrogen radical to give benzoyl cation, which is more stable. Further lost its carbon monoxide as a neutral to give a benzene cation, from which the two carbons are eliminated as acetylene neutral to give a cyclobutadiene cation with M by Z value 51. Or this may be undergo rearrangement process, where the hydrogen, formyl hydrogen, aldehyde hydrogen get shifted or rearranged to aromatic system. This C double bond O is lost as a neutral to give benzene cation radical. The benzene cation radical is undergo fragmentation by rearrangement process as a cyclopropene cation and cyclopropene radical. So this is the fragmentation process of heteroatom containing compounds. Now we will study another example, that is acetophenone, C double bond O CH3. Acetophenone, similar to benzaldehyde, it undergo fragmentation first by the loss of methyl group as radical, to give benzoyl cation, with an M by Z value 105, this as 120. M by Z value of acetophenone is 120. Now this may further undergo fragmentation by the loss of carbon monoxide neutral to give benzene cation. The benzene cation is further undergo fragmentation by the loss of 2 carbon acetylene neutral to give cyclobutadiene cation. M by Z 51, this is 77. Or it may be fragmented by the cleavage of acyl bond to give benzene as radical, acyl group as cation, CH3, this as cation. Now it may further undergo fragmentation by the loss of its carbon monoxide as neutral to give CH3 cation. Now this is the fragmentation process of acetophenone. So acetophenone may be fragmented by the loss of its CH3 as radical to a benzoyl cation. The benzoyl cation may fragmented by the loss of its carbon monoxide as neutral to give benzene cation. The benzene cation further lost its 2 carbon as acetylene to give a cyclobutadiene cation. Or this bond may be cleaved, that is it is also fragmented by the cleavage of this bond to a benzene radical and acyl cation, where CH3CO, it has 43 M by Z value. It may undergo further fragmentation by the loss of carbon monoxide as neutral, CH3 as cation. So with this, the fragmentation process in various types of compounds are completed. Now you have two more topics in your syllabus. One is metastable ion. Metastable ion in mass spectrometry. It is represented with capital M. A metastable ion is represented with capital M, with a star mark. Now, sometimes in the mass spectrometry, in addition to sharp and intense signal, that is, say this is the mass spectrometry, a mass spectrometry, in addition to M by Z value on x-axis, relative abundant percentage on y-axis, in addition to a sharp and intense signal like this, sharp and intense signal like that, a broad diffused signals, a broad, in addition to sharp signal, in some molecules, a broad and diffused signals are appear at non-integral M by Z values, broad and diffused signals like this, M by Z value, relative abundance percentage. In addition to sharp signals, some broad diffused signals, broad and diffused signals like this. Now you observe, this is the mass spectrum, where these are the signals of sharp and intense one. Now this is another signal, a broad one. So a broad and diffused signals may also appear in the mass spectrum, where at non-integral M by Z values. So the ions which gives or which appear, whatever the fragment ions which appear with a broad and diffused signals, those ions are called as metastable ions. Once again, sometimes in the mass spectrum, in addition to sharp intense signal, some broad and diffused signals are appear at non-integral M by Z value. The ions, the fragment ions which are responsible to appear or which are appear as a broad and diffused signal in the spectrum, in their spectrum, those ions are called as metastable ions, represented with M star, capital M star, metastable ions. Now their M by Z, we already discussed that a broad diffused signals are appear at non-integral M by Z values. So their M by Z values, a broad diffused signal related to a metastable ions are calculated by M by Z value of metastable ion is equal to mass of the second ion formed during the fragmentation, that is represented with small m whole square divided by, now this is second ion, whole square divided by mass of the first ion, from which the metastable ion, from which the second ion is formed. So the the non-integral value of, that is M by Z value of metastable ion is calculated using this formula. M star is equal to mass of the second ion whole square divided by mass of the first ion. So we will get the M by Z value of a broad and diffused signals. For example, you take acetophenone, C double bond O CH3 molecular ion, acetophenone, with M by Z value of 120. Acetophenone M by Z value is 120. Now it may undergo fragmentation by the cleavage of its CH3 group. It is lost as a CH3 radical to give a stable benzoyl cation. Stable benzoyl cation, C double bond O plus charge, with M by Z value of 105. With M by Z value of 105. Now this is the fragmentation of acetophenone. Acetophenone with M by Z value 120 is fragmented into benzoyl cation with 105 M by Z value. During this fragmentation, say an imaginary intermediate, this is happen. The benzoyl cation may be formed through an imaginary intermediate between these two, between the starting one and the second one. If an imaginary intermediate carrying a positive charge, that also appear in the mass spectrum as a broad and diffused signal called as metastable ion. Now if in between these two molecules, starting one and the benzoyl cation, if there is an imaginary intermediate which has a metastable ion, M by Z value is equal to M2 whole square divided by M1, where M2 stands for the mass of second ion, M1 stands for the mass of the first ion. This is M1, this is M1, this is M2, mass of the second ion. So in that way we can calculate M star is equal to M2 value is 105 whole square divided by M1 value is 120. So mass of the second ion is 105, mass of the first ion is 120. So it becomes 91.87. So the M by Z value of metastable ion will be 91.87. That is, in the mass spectrum we will have a signal for molecular ion at 120, a signal for molecular ion at 120, a signal for fragment ion at 105, and a metastable ion appear at 91.87 as a broad and diffused signal at 91.87. So in this way the metastable ion M by Z values are calculated. Is it clear? Now you take another example. Benzene molecular ion with M by Z value of 78. M by Z value of 78. Now it may be fragmented by the loss of hydrogen as radical to benzene cation, with M by Z value of 77. M by Z value of 77. This is M1 ion, this is M2 ion. Now the metastable ion M star is equal to M2, that is 77 whole square divided by M1 will be the 78 is equal to. So M2 value is 77, M1 value is 78. This become equal to 76.01. So metastable ion signal appear at 76.01. That is, its mass spectrum has one signal at 78, another signal at 77, the metastable ion signal appear at 76.01. So this is about metastable ion. The imaginary intermediate during the fragmentation from one ion to the other ion, if carry a positive charge, there is a probability that may be appear in the mass spectrum as a broad and diffused signal called as metastable ions. Its m by z value is appear at non-integral value, therefore calculated using m star is equal to second ion mass whole square divided by the first ion mass whole square. We have discussed with the two examples for m by z value of metastable ion. One is acetophenone, other one is benzene. Now we have a last topic to be completed, that is now you have a last topic with only introductory part, introduction to liquid chromatography and mass spectrometry, and introduction to gas chromatography mass spectrometry. Now you have to study only its introduction and its application, that is liquid chromatography mass spectrometry introduction and applications. Now gas chromatography introduction and applications, not in detailed study, that is liquid chromatography mass spectrometry. Liquid chromatography mass spectrometry. It is abbreviated as LCMS. LCMS, where LC stands for liquid chromatography, MS stands for mass spectrometry. Liquid chromatography and mass spectrometry. Its principle. Now LCMS, liquid chromatography mass spectrometry, used for the analysis of a mixture with involved, used for the analysis of a components present in a mixture. It involved, before going to analyze, it involved a separation of each component of a mixture by the application of liquid chromatography. You all know what is chromatography, where the chromatography is the technique used for the separation of components of the mixture. We have different type of chromatographic technique: liquid chromatography, gas chromatography, solid chromatography, etc. Among that, we are using or we are adopted LCMS. Now LCMS is the technique, the simultaneous separation of components from the mixture and their analysis by the mass spectrometry. So its name stands for liquid chromatography for separation of each component of a mixture, mass spectrometry with their simultaneous recording and analysis. Now the principle of mass spectrometry, liquid and mass spectrometry, is the components present in a mixture are first separated using a liquid chromatography, where the column is packed within a solid adsorbent as a stationary phase, and and then the mixture is injected into the column packed with the stationary solid support, where depending upon the polarity of the sample towards the stationary phase, or depending upon their molecular weights, that is chemical nature, the components of the mixture are distributed among the stationary phase at different areas. After that, the components which are adsorbed on a solid support, that is stationary phase, get eluted from the column using some liquid. So here we are using a solid stationary support to be adsorb a component of a mixture on its surface, depending upon their polarity or depending upon their chemical nature. Every component has different polarity or different solubility towards the stationary phase, therefore adsorbed at different areas on stationary phase. Now this all you have studied in your chromatographic technique. After that, after distribution of components towards the stationary phase, then the components distributed or adsorbed on a stationary phase get eluted using some liquid, that is as a mobile phase. Therefore it is called as liquid chromatography. That is, this is the chromatographic column. This is the chromatographic column where sample mixture is injected. The mixture is injected into the chromatographic column, which will be packed with a stationary, solid stationary phase. Where the components, after injecting into the solid, that is a chromatographic column. This is chromatographic column. It is a chromatographic column. Now where the components of the mixture are distributed at different areas. After that, using some liquid, the components are eluted from the chromatographic column. Each component, say component A, component B, component C, component B, component C. So each component adsorbed on a stationary phase of the column is eluted using a mobile phase. Therefore it comes under liquid chromatography. Now every component can be isolated or separated or isolated separately. Say component 1, component B, component C. Up to this part it is a chromatography, liquid chromatography. Now a components separated. Now here in LCMS the liquid chromatography is combined with the mass spectrometry. It is a combined analytical technique where involved the separation of a components of a mixture and their analysis using mass spectrometry. So it is a coupled technique where liquid chromatography is coupled with the mass spectrometry. So whatever the components eluted from the chromatographic column using a liquid as a mobile phase, these components are analyzed with the help of mass spectrometry. So this is the sensitive technique or coupled technique, coupled liquid chromatography with mass spectrometry, involving simultaneous separation of component of a mixture and their analysis using a mass spectrometry, where the components eluted from the chromatographic column get ionized and recorded with the help of mass spectrometry. Now it is a highly sensitive technique. It is used for the separation of component of a mixture and for the recording of their M by Z values with the help of mass spectrometry for a thermally unstable components. So LCMS is suitable for the separation and the recording of mass spectrum for thermally unstable component mixture. So it has some applications. It is used for the recording of a natural substances which are thermally unstable, like proteins, steroids, hormones, pharmaceutical intermediates and drug intermediates, etc. Now in the same way, you have to study another technique called as gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, that is abbreviated as GCMS. Similar to LCMS, we have another technique GCMS, where again it is a coupled technique. Gas chromatography is coupled with mass spectrometry. Now, similar to LCMS, where the components of a mixture are separated with the help of chromatography. Instead of liquid as a mobile phase, if we use inert gas as a mobile phase, if we use liquid as a mobile phase, it comes under liquid chromatography. If we use inert gas as a mobile phase, it comes under gas chromatography. There is a small difference between these two techniques, LCMS and GCMS. In LCMS, we are using a liquid as mobile phase. In gas chromatography, we are using inert gases as mobile phase. So using inert gases as mobile phase, the components of the chromatographic column is eluted to get each component separately, component A, component B and component C, and recorded similar to LCMS with the help of mass spectrometry. Now GCMS is a technique, coupled technique, where there is a separation and their simultaneous analysis for a component of mixture which has high volatile nature, or whenever we are unable to control the volatility of the component, that is a separation technique carrying to record for mass spectra is not possible. In that case, the gas chromatography is coupled with mass spectrometry. Now within the one instrument, we can separate the components. So gas chromatography, gas chromatography mass spectrometry is a coupled technique used for the separation and recording or analysis of highly volatile component mixture. Now it has some applications. Now this technique is used for the analysis of volatile component mixtures, like gaseous mixtures, like petroleum products, etc. So in between these two, the first technique LCMS is used for the analysis of thermally unstable components like steroids, like other natural products, like terpenoids, like proteins and polypeptides, etc. And also used for the analysis of pharmaceutical products or pharmaceutical intermediates. Whereas gas chromatography is a technique used for the highly volatile mixture separation followed by their analysis. It is particularly has an application to separate and analyze the petroleum products as well as the other highly volatile component mixtures. So with this, I provide the same notes to you in a group. So with this, I think we have successfully completed the mass spectrometry. Now tomorrow onwards, I am going to teach about NMR spectroscopy 2, where we have studied NMR spectroscopy 1, that is first order NMR spectroscopy, in your first semester. Now you are in the second semester, so we have to study the second order NMR spectroscopy or second order NMR spectrometry, that is NMR 2. So in your syllabus you have to study proton NMR for its second order, and fluorine NMR and phosphorus NMR. With this, I conclude the lecture. Thank you.